Let's talk about control submittals, the most important submittal, I would argue, on every project. So why, in your opinion, are control submittals always approved late? Go.
Okay. So we all, funny thing is right, the first thing you do when you get on a project, something I do, maybe not everybody, I always basically emphasize controls day one, because most people talk about controls, day 364 or 365. I don't. First day, because if you can get on them early, because remember, controls, it's voodoo. Just let everybody know, it's just like voodoo, right? And nobody knows what they're talking about, and then it goes out, and it'll be like, oh my god, and they'll come back and be like, this is $2 million, $3 million. You're like, what do I get out of it? And you get 800 pages of blah 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 blah, right? And then you're like, oh, I need all these pieces and how they do, and Modbus, TCP, IP over here, right? And so it's just like, well, remember, those should all be like in the drawing, they should be specified, blah blah blah, right? And then it comes down to it. Then you're like, if everybody's so expertise on all these, right? Why is it we can't actually get something approved? Why is it that people don't realize this, that most projects, I'd say 90% of most projects that I've been on, like I could be at the end of 3 years and still with 6 months ago not have an approved submittal. There's always some like stamp on there, or I don't want this, or I don't want that. And you're like, 2 years later? You know what I mean? And so then you're over here going, well, if it wasn't approved, then I don't have to do it. Or we are doing it, but we're moving forward with this. And it's almost like everybody's moving forward at risk, right? Or ad hoc, or whatever thing you want to add to it. But the thing is, it's just never, I don't know why, but this is what I'm doing on projects, and I've had a few successful. We start early and we just pound through these meetings. We get the right people in there. We talk about it, because the engineers and architects are gonna be like, that's what we want. Why can't we get this approved? It's in the drawing. And then you just keep going, and remember, people just keep kicking the can, because then it's like, so think about it, Adam, right now, what's the most important part of any job right now? Order the equipment early. Make sure we buy it. Make sure it's 52 weeks out. You're like, did you order the right piece? We think so. So when the wrong piece shows up, you're like, don't worry, I'll get a new backnet card, or I'll get this. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Oh my God, that's 20 more weeks for that?
Oh yeah. Procurement is the risk no one really talks about. But
yes,
I have a theory on controls, sequences of operations, and approvals, and it's this. It's like a freaking episode of Seinfeld. It's like the re-gifting, right? It's like the gift no one wants and keeps passing around, right?
No, exactly.
You do it. No, you do it. So the way it goes is like this. Design engineer, and by the way, everybody's into this. It is the design engineer's record job to write the sequence of operations, not the controls contractor. That person designs a system, he or she.
I agree with you, but remember, there's always the word interpret.
Yeah, so that is BS. That's Latin for I don't want to do my job, by the way. Right, moving on. So the the design engineer record designs a system. They know exactly how they want that to work in all the modes of operation. They write a sequence of operation. In this condition, do this. In fire, do that. Blah, 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 right? That goes out in the spec, right? So then what should happen, again, I should be married to Beyonce, I'm not. Should happen is the contractor gets appointed. So what happened, they are supposed to just do a submittal, take that, build out their thing, do a submittal, design engineer record goes, thank you very much, exactly what I want done. But what happens is this, design engineer record thinks, you know what, I'm busy, I can't make the deadline. I'll let the controls guy do that, because the controls guy knows what he's doing. So it goes to the controls person. They copy and paste the last VAV job they did, put it in there. And they think to themselves, well, the design engineer record will fix this. They know what they want. I'll send it back to them in generic form. Design engineer record gets that submittal, thinks, controls engineer know exactly what they're doing. That must be right. I won't even read it. Approved.
Yep.
And then you come along and start ranting about things not working properly. I've literally been on jobs with sequence of operations that refer to other projects.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't even taken off the title properly, right? So just to be clear here, I'm calling out design engineer records for not doing their jobs and controls contractors for not doing their jobs, right? Now, the first thing I ask for when I get on a job is please give me, I am not going to do that commissioning plan, or I'm not going to have functional performance test sheets or IST test sheets in my commissioning plan until I get an approved sequence of operations. Because my functional performance test sheets are based on approved sequence of operations. And that's the leverage I use to get things done. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But
no, 100%, because so it's funny when you say that. So you'll start, remember, this is way at the end, right? So when we start basically reviewing all these, and here's another thing, just to let you know, when a review happens from a design review, submittal review, to approved or non-approved, I'll tell you something right now. I like to say, let's have Bluebeam sessions, okay? And I'm not advertising from Bluebeam, but I'm just saying it's there, it's open, and everybody's comments are there, and everybody can see it. And when you're going through it, like you'll see, like here, the little list of like, here's the 7 people that need to be doing it. Why is it on every job there's always like the 3 of us that are doing it? And you're like, so what about those people? What about those are the owners reps or the PMs or this or this or this? So I'm over here going, hey Joe, Bob. You know what I mean? Julie, it's like, hey, where's your comments? And then like, it'll go months and months and months and months and months and months. And it's like, no comments, no nothing. And then you come back and then later you realize that something wasn't caught because someone didn't see it. Some technology drawing didn't get through. Maybe we didn't basically, have our pole plan reviewed. Oh God, how do we not catch the 6A versus the 6? Oh, how do we not know it was the TCP IP? Oh my God, how do we not know that we needed, 400 more home runs? Or, oh, we needed all those network switches. Oh, I'm sorry, it's going to cost you, the owner, another $150,000. And then they're going to be like, how did you not catch this? You're like, wait a minute. Do you remember like Delta 15 or Addendum 34 or RFI 1632? You know what I mean? Where it changed something. There is these big jobs. Can you imagine someone 10 years ago saying that you could have 1,700 RFIs? Do you realize what that does?
RFIs.
Or a Delta like 17 or 21 or all the different, like, the drawings. You realize I can't keep up. Nobody can keep up. And then basically then the subs are like, I can't keep up. It's just insanity right now.
The number of RFIs on a job is a referendum on the design team. If there was a gazillion RFIs, that means that design sucks. So just to be clear, right?
Or it's changed so much because remember the creation of BIM, building integrated modeling. It used to be like, hi, I'm an owner. I wanted to do this. And then someone goes, no, I want a door here. No, wait a minute. I want a wall here. Wait, no, I want to open. Wow, I want to change this over here. They're like, it doesn't fit. You're like, make it fit. It's BIM. I'm paying you. Doesn't it just morph everything? Doesn't the schedules just change? Like we have literally caused all these problems for ourselves. And then you have your contingencies, you have all this like 10%, you have this money. You know how fast that money can go when it's basically
that contingencies. This is a strange business we work in where the owners pay for everybody's mistakes. Doesn't happen anywhere else, only in construction. But just to close this out, because I'm going to start renting like a crazy person.
Right? Well, good. I just did.
Just to be clear, if I work on your job, and let's be clear also, I'm old, I'm in the fat Elvis at Vegas phase of my career, right? So it's unlikely. But if I turn up on your job, as far as I'm concerned, the design engineer of record does a points list and sequence operations, right? And that sequence operations is approved early. If that doesn't happen, I will be your worst nightmare on that job. Please know that. Fat Elvis or not.
Good.
I've still
I welcome Fat Elvis all day long because I love Elvis.
That's a wrap.